and the last fortnight has, of course, been the toughest in the history of Liverpool Football Club. The players, shocked themselves, have given their time with great sympathy and generosity to those directly affected by the Hillsborough tragedy. But at some point they had to start playing again, and this afternoon they did, with a friendly against Celtic in Glasgow. Kenny Dalglish himself lining up in the Liverpool side against his old club. And just listen to the reception that the Liverpool players got from the 60,000 crowd at Celtic Park. All proceeds to the Hillsborough Fund. Archie McPherson will be our commentator for match highlights. Before that, the crowd's enthusiasm gave way to silent respect.
Well, I'm sure that these very familiar and warm sounds coming from the terracings will act as a huge tonic to these Liverpool players who have come through a long, dark tunnel in the past couple of weeks. And that is Kenny's selection for today. It is gratifying that he has got on the field some very badly affected players like John Barnes and Steve McMahon. And Kenny, 37 years of age, left Celtic in 1977, but believe you me, the bond between himself and this stadium has never been stronger. There is Celtic, and even though they lost a championship yesterday afternoon to Rangers, there is an amazing buoyancy about the stadium. There is a wonderful family atmosphere about this today. I'm sure this game ultimately will end up very competitive. They are professional players, and Liverpool begin to climb the mountain back to reality of football. Liverpool team with 4 Scots, and a couple of them you saw there, Alan Hansen and Gary Gillespie. Alan Hansen only played these few fateful minutes at Hillsborough this season. Backed by Peter Grant. That's Peter Grant, who's been drafted into the full-back position with the injury to Chris Wallace. Injury that actually had appendicitis. Celtic winning most of the tackles. Not surprisingly, they'll be in a sharper condition than Liverpool. There's Dalglish. Houghton. Rush. Dalglish floated that in beautifully. Barnes at that end, and there's Bonner. Yes, appreciative of that ball. It really stretched the Celtic defenders. Stark having to come back deep as Liverpool began to exert their authority, which they're continuing to do, and here's Barnes again. Nickel to Dalglish. What a beautiful ball. Well, the man hasn't lost it. Beautiful, piercing little pass there by Kenny Dalglish, and Celtic supporters familiar with that play when he wore green and white hoops. There's a man he admires, Tommy Burns. Tommy crafts his way through a game with that very educated left foot of his. Superb footballer. Bad for Rush. The Liverpool defenders giving the impression that they're largely untroubled. They're picked up very well by Stark. That's an excellent ball again. Coyne needs to play it wide, and that angle was very effectively narrowed there by Grobbelaar. Mark you, there were players inside him, and perhaps it would have been better to cut it back as the Liverpool defenders peered towards a goal line. That was a real chance for Celtic. Oh, nudge through the middle again. Little gaps appearing. Well, having said a few moments ago that the Liverpool defenders were giving the impression of being largely untroubled, they're beginning to look slightly lethargic and almost paid the penalty there. With some immaculate touches by both sides. McGee is there. That was a chance again, and I think you could accuse the Liverpool central defenders of being dilatory that time, allowing McGee to creep in between them. That actually came off the thigh of Nickel eventually. Houghton. It's McMahon. Nickel to Barnes, beginning to wander, and Relly's getting back into the business again. McMahon to Dalglish. Well, that's great play. Barnes tries to curl it right. That must be a goal. It is. Kenny Dalglish, would you believe? And he loves it. Isn't it marvellous to see a broad smile in that man's face again? And football and scoring goals, which is what he was born for, has done it for him. Look at this. Beautiful little depth touch. He's been full of them all afternoon, and getting up there very quickly on that mistake by Bonner. Barnes. Makes it look so easy. That was a difficult ball. Here's Rush going in. Oh, fell right off balance. Dalglish almost comes off for him, and he gets it through to Houghton. Oh. Well, Houghton is really feeding off Dalglish brilliantly. Look at that. Wasn't the cleanest of passes, but he got it through to him eventually. That was a very bold effort, going off balance all the time. Well, Tommy Burns is going off, being substituted by Elliott for Celtic, one of the youngsters. Liverpool had pushed players forward, and Celtic really got to find a gap in a situation like this, but not the ball that would bother Grobbelaar. Nice movement there by the youngster again, Elliott. A very good position, and I think that ball has gone over. Yes, well, he's not inhibited in any way. He's certainly not overawed by playing in this setting against the mighty Liverpool. And it looks to me as if Kenny is going off. And on comes John Aldridge. And I'm sure the Liverpool supporters delighted to see this man who was, as I understand, deeply affected by what happened. Nicely balanced there by Burrows. Look at this. Beautiful play. McMahon. Chris Nicholl. Well, any Liverpool supporter coming to watch their team this afternoon, wondering just what a state of mind or physical state it would be in. I think it's all eased off now. They've answered a lot of questions and answered them well. Barnes. Find it difficult to get that ball off him. Well, it took three. Oh, look at this. Superb. There's a brilliant stop by Barnes, and it must be a second. Yes, Aldridge. 2-0. A lot of Liverpudlians in there, and enjoying the sight of the genius of Barnes and the clinical finishing of John Aldridge getting up on that. Another mistake by Bonner, and in it went. Aiken. Here's Coyne. Well weighted, but there's Grobbelaar. Allowed it to go to the very mobile in rush. Derek White is with him. Little indication, by the way, of the way that White went after Rush and tackled him, that he's getting back to his proper fitness. And it looks to me like Peter Beardsley is coming on. There he is. Beardsley, who had an excellent game for England in midweek. Here's Barnes, and there's lots of space for him, and that means trouble. Here's Venison. Here's Rush. Nicholl. These red jerseys spray themselves into that penalty again, and that's whipped away brilliantly by McCarthy. Oh, there could have only been centimetres in that. Dripping with sweat, and I think he's worked a lot out of his system. Yes, that's a free kick. Stay. Too often caught in possession. Beardsley. Again, McMahon drifting forward. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Look at this. Barnes. And he'll come in. And there's the third. Aldridge is second. A masterly move by Liverpool, appreciated by both sets of supporters. It was also well combined. McMahon at the root of it, and that immaculate pass to the feet of the most lethal man on the field. And Aldridge has touched the ball, I think, about 3 times and scored twice. McCarthy forced into that. I make it about 12 minutes to go by my watch. casually there by Ablett. Coyne, McGee. It is not Celtic's afternoon. They're being forced back so much and given a lesson in so many aspects of the game. I think slightly depressed, and that miss comes from that wood. Feeling of contentment about the Liverpool players now. Keep possession, but try to play with style as well. Aldridge. The play certainly not lacking in entertainment. Even at this stage, they're knocking a few balls about in their own defensive area. They're getting the spare man in midfield. That's what it's all about. That's McMahon. Burrows wants to go for the outside. That's a very good tackle by Grant. Now Stark. Celtic supporters trying to rouse the team now. They're rather hypnotised, I think, by this Liverpool performance, and now coming alive. They're now getting the Celtic songs, but Barnes picks up. This time the long one. Oh, beautifully touched. There's the other one. Yes, Rush. That's for done with consummatives. Another superb pass, this time from Barnes, the long curve ball looping past McCarthy, and almost a touch of contempt about the way he put that in the net. Well picked up. Looks very fast, but so is Nicol, and I think the referee may have blown his whistle. You can hardly hear it for the singing. I think it's a free kick to Celtic. Celtic supporters are chanting Liverpool's name, and that was the crossbar from McGee. Oh, it's been a cruel afternoon for Celtic. Lovely ball this, and surprising lack of cover for McGee as he went for that. Celtic, as I said, have been given a lesson by a magnificent team, playing under the most difficult circumstances. But that is precisely what this game has been about. A warm-hearted, Scottish, generous attitude. As the final whistle goes, Roy Aitken acknowledging the Liverpool players as this huge 60,000 crowd now does. Liverpool have played a game of football. They are inching back towards normality, no matter how difficult that may be for them. And I think everybody is delighted that they have done it this afternoon, according to the way I've seen it, quite painlessly. And there is a man who showed so much strain in his face over the past few days, looking more relaxed, almost relieved. And back amongst his aid folk, with a degree of affection that might be quite unprecedented. And now the supporters have taken over. been for you, Kenny?
I think everybody in football wants to pay the respect to the bereaved families from Hillsborough. I think the way people have responded in Glasgow today, and especially at Celtic Park, has been absolutely magnificent. The Celtic supporters have welcomed their people with their hands and their hearts. They've been out, unfortunately, the game yesterday, the score was 4-0, but I don't think that matters. I think the most important thing is the reception and the welcome that we've had since we came up here, and we've been overwhelmed by it.
I got the impression that you personally and the players have benefited enormously by this.
Well, we've got to benefit for any training we get now, because we've had almost 10 days off. There was more important things to do than football, and the boys carried out their task magnificently. The people who were most important and happy, most important, have been the bereaved. And the players and the wives have been absolutely magnificent and helping in every way we can to look after them.
You get the feeling that the appetite for the game is returning now, and that's confirmed by the announcement just a few minutes ago from the Liverpool chairman, John Smith, that the side will go ahead with their FA Cup semi-final against Nottingham Forest. It will take place at Old Trafford next Sunday. The kick-off will be at 1 o'clock, live coverage here on BBC television. But that FA Cup semi-final with Nottingham Forest does go ahead. We're going to return now to snooker. The